Hello, my twinkling diamonds. My throat is starting to get sore. I need some throat lozenges or something. My mouth is drying out, whatever. It's this medicine that they gave me for some new medicine and it's just drying up my mouth. I sound crazy, but whatever, who cares? It's 2024 and I'm not a people pleaser anyway. Thank you, Jesus. So anyway, I want to share this with you and tell me what areas do you agree, because I found this to be very educational and it also makes for good conversation. Let's talk. Here we go, my darlings.
To make this list, and it's going to make women angrier because this list actually has validity.
I listened to your whole video and all I heard was a plethora of generalizations and inaccurate assumptions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I say you need to have an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. Let's just start with feminists. Did you know that true feminists have nothing against men and actually want men to support their cause? All they want is to be on a balanced playing field and earn their whole dollar instead of a half a dollar. And if you want women to have a fair shot in life as well, didn't you know that you, in a way, are also a feminist?
Now I had to pause this for a moment because he made so many valid points, especially when you have a lot of women say that they hate feminists. Do women even know what a feminist really is? We're not talking about Miss Andreas, like a woman who hate men. We're talking about feminists. Tell me something. Do you think that if you work the same exact job as a man, should you get the same exact pay? Let's talk about he's a CEO, you're a CEO, the female. But yet they want to pay her half on the dollar and pay him the whole dollar. They act like there's no single mothers out here. They try to justify it by saying we pay men more because they have families to take care of. She has families, children to take care of. I know I was married when I had my children, but I ended up being a single mother. I had 2 children to take care of. And my question is, why is it that they don't stop to think about that? Well, we know patriarchy and all the above. But like I said, I am so happy that this is a new year. And I'm sure that there are going to be so many women who are coming out. We're coming out like lions, baby. We went in as kittens and we're coming out like lions because we're more knowledgeable, we're more educated, and we all know that knowledge is power. And you are a feminist, I suppose, if you feel that a woman should not be allowed to have her own passport. How do you feel about that, my twinkling diamonds? You should not be allowed to buy a house unless you have a man. You're not allowed to go out unless there's a man giving you permission. You're not allowed to vote. Forget that. You're not allowed to have the same level of education and opportunities as a man, even though you are fully qualified. Now, how many women agree with that? Because if you agree that women should have every opportunity that men have, guess what? I guess you want to call it a feminist. That's not a feminist. That's somebody who has common sense when it comes to fairness. Let's continue.
Yeah. The females that you should be against are misandrous.
Exactly.
Remember that.
Yep.
Now, I will agree with you. There's a lot of social media models that only seek attention from thirsty men and professional athletes. But I dare to ask, how do you know that all of them have this kind of mentality? I've met several of them that live a normal life, have a legit career, and are in a relationship with a regular person. They don't think like that at all. For them, this is just something to do. And then there's this damn weight requirement bullshit. Do you realize that there are healthy women that weigh 200 plus? Come on now. Why do y'all think it's right to put physical requirements on a woman, but then get mad when a woman puts physical requirements on a man? Explain to me how that's fair. Now, with a strong and independent woman, you're right. They do act like they don't need a man for anything. But let me put something in your ear. There's a difference between a woman that is independent and a woman that is self-reliant. Self-reliant women have the independent woman mentality, except she doesn't rule out all men and allows herself to be open to one. As far as...
Let's flip it back over. Just because a woman is not interested in marriage or having a babies and all of this, whatever, you know how I feel about that? No. There's way too many children already on the earth that we need to be focusing on. But I have never said I'm independent. I depend solely on two men, Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. And I don't see why you have so many women. Well, hopefully that's going to change 2024. And all of them are not going to change. But I think there's going to be a large number to realize that a man is not your savior. They feel that he's going to be my provider, that saves me. My protector, that saves me. He's going to, how you say, educate me. Oh my God, I'm going to be knowledgeable. I'm going to have power. That saves me. You know, he's going to give me great leadership, build me up spiritually. That's Jesus does all that. Jesus does all of that except for the sexual part. You know, and if a woman has a situation like that, Amazon is full of multiple orgasms, baby. Multiple. And I'm not trying to be tacky. I'm not. But no, honey, I do depend on two men who have never let me down, who have never failed me, who have never cut my throat, who have never cheated on me, who have loyalty and integrity. Isn't that what women should be striving for anyway? I'm sorry, but does that make sense to you? Because maybe I'm just like, I don't know, out in space somewhere. I'm not a fan of being abused. I'm not into S&M, sadistic masochism. And I'm hoping that a lot of the women for 2024, you know, we're not doing the same thing that we did last year. There's a reason why we have new beginnings. A new year means a new me. A new me. That's why I love New Year's. Oh, my birthday is January 5th. So there you have it.
Promiscuity, let's be real. A lot of men like promiscuous women. If y'all like it, I love it. Now, it's funny you mention women with depression and disorders. Reason being is because you said we're not therapists for women with issues. But at the same time, you expect women to be your therapists when you're struggling with your own demons. Again, how is that right? Every human being on this earth has issues, so you're basically chasing a fairy tale. Now I ask, what's wrong with a woman that is career focused? And why are you under the assumption that women are doing this to compete with a man? Why can't she just be doing this to better herself and her future? And you said the same thing about women with degrees. Do you seriously believe that women get degrees for the sake of trying to one-up a man? Honestly, I rarely hear women brag about degrees. And the ones that are suffering from a severe case of narcissism, which again, are not too many. And I don't understand why y'all throw so much shade at single mothers. Has it ever occurred to you that some men like women with kids because of the fact that it shows how hardworking and responsible and fun they are? All these beautiful women that want to treat you like a king and you pass it up because she has a son and daughter at home. Just because she has children doesn't mean she should be denied happiness, but that's a story for another time. Now, if that's a list of your preferences and yours alone, fine, I can't knock you for that. But to categorize women like this as someone a man should not marry is wrong. Again, everybody has a downside. You are not going to find that perfect man or woman that you see in the Tyler Perry movies walking around in real life. I say all that to say this. If you are unwilling to accept her bad just as much as you accept her good, then you don't need to marry anyone.
He made a valid point also when he says just because a woman have one or two children, you know, she should not be knocked out the game. But I think that a lot of men are reluctant to sign up for that because children are very expensive. If their fathers are still alive and in the picture, that could become very dangerous for the man who's stepping in, because you have a lot of women who like to play mind games. You know, he makes her angry, so she goes back to the baby daddies, and it's a whole mess. But you have some women who are widows. They're widowed and they have children. You know, and if you're a person who loves children, like so many men do, and I'm not talking pervertedly either. There are some men who, I have like two guys at my job. They love with their children, but that's their natural children. And they just get so much fun and pleasure. They got videos, they got all these pictures of how they play with their children, how they eat dinner, and it's beautiful. It is really beautiful. And I know someone, he's raised his daughter, and she's doing blossoming. You know, he kept the daughter, you know, because mom was going through some trials and tribulations and having to get herself together. And they both came to the conclusion that it's best that the daughter stays with him, and he did an amazing job. You know, yeah, he did an amazing job. I'm very proud of him. You know, he's the one who I said, if I needed you, how fast could you be here? He said, where you at? Are you home? I'll be there in 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And guess what? He was here in 25 minutes. And was I in shock? He dropped, not dropping his daughter because his daughter's grown now. I think she's 19 or she's 19 or 20, 19 or 20, you know, so she has her own little life. But he was an amazing father. And I have to give him his props. But like Mike the voice, he made really good points, and that's why I felt the need to share this with you, because I know a new year, it means a new you. And we're not playing the same old games that was played in 2023. You know, just stick to your boundaries. Have standards, stick to your boundaries. Don't let people waste your time. I don't let people waste my time. If you're not entertaining me, like if you can't make me, how about this? If you're not teaching me something, if you're not building me up spiritually, if you're not making me laugh until I cry, like my side, have you ever had that kind of laugh? Where they make you laugh so hard until you literally cry and you got to say, pause this or stop. Let me, please. Who does that? I like that Carrie guy. He's funny. I like what's his name? Hold on. His name is Jim Carrey. He's the one that makes me cry until tears come out of my eyes, along with Chris Rock. I love him because he not only entertains you with comedy, he educates you along the way. Who else? Kevin Hart. He's a funny guy too. Kevin is funny. I was uptight with him for a minute, but hey, you get over things, you know. These are the guys that can make you laugh until your sides hurt so bad. Steve Martin too. Steve Martin Steve Martin is good. Let me see who else I really, really like. Yeah, I told you Jim Carrey. You know who else I absolutely love? Ellen DeGeneres. She makes me cry. I laugh so hard. Dave Chappelle, I think his name is Dave Chappelle. Yeah, he's funny too. And that's one thing I enjoy. I like going to comedy clubs. I know a lot of the times, oh, you know who else is good? Woody Allen. I'm sorry. I look at a lot of his movies. He's such a clown. My God. Yeah, those are just a few. Like I said, the funniest stand-up comedians to me, I like that Chappelle guy. What is his name? Dave Chappelle. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But like I said, I don't waste my time, especially not for 2024. If you can't be entertaining for me, educate me, build me up spiritually, don't waste my time. That's all I have to say. You know, a new year means a new you. And we're operating totally, totally different for 2024. I love you, twinkle, twinkle, always.